Hello. Today I'm going to be painting this little test backdrop, painting some clouds on there with an airbrush. I'm going to take a stab at actually doing some of the scenery in the backdrop. Yeah. This is all a uniform blue. I'm going to introduce a gradient into it. Usually the sky tends to be lighter on the horizon going into a darker blue. I'm just going to darken half it up. Just start going across very lightly, just like that. Don't want anything too intense. Just want it subtle. Kind of laying back here. Just going. And it actually doesn't have to be. At least I don't think it necessarily needs to be perfectly solid gradient, because you can have variations in the color in the sky. So there's some irregularities here too, and you shouldn't be too concerned about it, just as long as you get a little transition from lighter blue, from being off in the distance, to gradual darker blue as you go up higher in altitude, as you get closer. Okay. Yeah, you can probably see a little bit how I've got this gradually shaded from a light for distance to a darker blue for further away. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit more intense so it's a little bit easier to see. So, okay, now I'm going to paint my cirrus clouds in, the little ones that are high up and very thin and wispy. And I'm going to use a technique I'd seen on YouTube on this particular gentleman's site. He's an airbrush artist out in California. Ed something or other. I'll put the link on an annotation in the video. And one of the tools he recommends for making cirrus clouds, or just clouds in general, is to use some cotton. And in this case, I have some batting here that I've torn up and kind of thinned out. So what I'm going to do is just hold it up here against the backdrop and just spray into it. Just like that. Just kind of move it around. You can see, makes a nice light little cloud, irregular shaped. And we've got a little more here. Just do it like that. Oh, that's more like a regular cloud. I think I'll make that a regular cloud. Got a little carried away. But yeah, if you're going to do cirrus, just do it lightly. Move it around some. Just like that. Okay? I'm going to do some more of the streaky cirrusy clouds. Just kind of put some streaks like that. Streak it like that. Way up high. These are just way up high. Fan it out a little bit. Just like that. You're going to take the real clouds and just kind of overlay them like that, but you want them to be just long and tendril-like and just kind of random, very random. get a little bit more intense here. Now they're kind of overhead, getting to be overhead. So just kind of build along, kind of have a streak down in the distance, and up here, make this more intense. Oops. Well, you got to replace the batting once in a while, because once this gets soaked with paint, it'll start streaking up your backdrop a little bit. So that'll be the perfect place to put a cloud. Wispy clouds down here. Just kind of make it random. Yeah, put a few more up here. Here, streak right here, streaks of clouds, that. Start pulling in some clouds at a distance, seeing more profile, so I want to build them up like that. I'm painting them fairly down low because the backdrop I want to paint is a fairly low horizon. Low rolling hills with wheat in front and maybe a barn over here. Very simple, you know. So, and what I do is I start the airstream. I put the needle all the way up as far as it goes, so barely any paint is going out. And then I go ahead and start the air and then pull back gradually on the lever. So this kind of keeps me from getting this big splotch of paint all at once. You know, I can gradually introduce the paint, and that seems to work okay. Even do the top part too. Let me hold this here. Put it in a little bit. Like that. This is where that's my screw up here, so I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, I think you can see it okay. Alright, make a big, intense cirrus cloud, but a cumulus cloud. And what's the nice thing about airbrushes is that you have this translucency. You have the sky show through in a way that when you do it with the sponge painting, at least I find it a lot harder to do with the sponge painting. So you have some of the sky show through, and that's a bit more realistic. So let me intensify these things a little bit, make it a little bit brighter. Let's go ahead and make a big one up here. A big one dominate the sky. Up top.